San Francisco police propose allowing robots to kill. The first law of robotics is a robot may not injure a human being, or through inaction allow a human being to come to harm. This law was created in the fictional world of killer robots. However, the concept of a killer robot has long since moved from science fiction to reality. Military drones abandoned the first law of robotics decades ago, and now they're about to be in the police department as well, waiting for a single command to kill the suspects. Is this the start of war between humans and robots? How dangerous is this killer robot? Let's jump right into the video and find out. Robots don't kill people. At least not yet, but people do use robots to kill people. San Francisco is considering allowing its police force to use remote-controlled robots to kill. The robot could deliver bombs or grenades, or it may even also include a remote-controlled firearm. Robots will be used as a lethal force alternative only when the risk of loss of life to members of the public or officers outweighs any other force option available to the SFPD. The killer robots in discussion here are unmanned and remotely operated. A throwable, expandable robot that can be used to investigate dangerous and hazardous stuff allows operations where other robots can't fit or maneuver. The use of robots to perform lethal tasks is not new. Militaries have increasingly relied on drone systems since the dawn of the century, but the scenario becomes more tricky when the civilian law enforcement agencies suggest using robots for lethal purposes. In 2016, Dallas police force killed an armed shooter in a parking garage using a bomb disposal robot. 5 officers were killed during an attack during a protest against police violence. Dallas police made the unusual decision to use a robot to kill the gunman who was holed up inside of a parking garage. The robot delivered and detonated explosives where the gunman was holed up. Even so, the decision was contentious, sparking a national debate about the use of robots. Concerns have been raised that US police are overly reliant on military technology, but the 2016 incident was a one-time occurrence that has not been repeated. The San Francisco Police Department's proposal calls for a simple bomb disposal squad armed with C4. Although today's killer robots are not like the robots depicted in science fiction, a popular misconception is that killer robots and armed drones are the same thing. However, current drones still have a human operator who selects and attacks targets from a safe distance. Another common misconception is that killer robots are the same as Terminator or RoboCop, but these are science fiction ideas that are unlikely to become a reality in the next few decades, if at all. However, it is critical to understand that this is a technology progressing in that direction. Militaries all over the world are continuing to invest more and more in the development of automated drone platforms, which are set to change the face of modern warfare. At the moment, these robots are not as much like the automatic killer machines seen in Terminator films, where humans were shown to be used alongside the machine. Even though such techniques are rapidly being developed, in which machines can be used in place of humans to identify and capture potential targets. But this is a matter for the Army. However, you might be wondering, what about the robots proposed by the San Francisco Police Department? This police department proposes using robots that are essentially bomb disposal bots, but it should be noted that bomb disposal bots occasionally use a pan disruptor, which uses 12-gauge shotgun shells to remotely detonate bombs. Aside from the shotgun attachment, the San Francisco Police Department's robot could be outfitted with a machine gun, a grenade launcher, and even a 50 caliber anti-material rifle. Most importantly, these robots will be remote controlled rather than automatic, requiring constant human intervention to function. This means that the potential use of this lethal device will still require human decision and implementation. Obviously, the San Francisco Police Department's proposed use of such robots has not gone unnoticed. This is demonstrated by the fact that Aaron Peskin, the dean of San Francisco's Board of Supervisors, attempted to insert a line into the resolution, stating, "Robots shall not be used against any person." The SFPD removed this line before the proposal's draft version was submitted. Instead, a new line was added, stating that the robot would only be used in extreme circumstances. It is pretty obvious that the use of a robot in rare circumstances can actually help keep police officers safe in a dangerous situation. However, normalizing the use of such robots raises serious concerns about the future of killer robots. Although the final decision to use it is in the hands of the user, experts say that the use of killer robots makes the use of lethal force easier and safer. This could lead to a situation in which this lethal force is used repeatedly without recourse, which police officers would have to consider. Drone strikes, according to studies on military drone operators, are a sterile, cruel, and barbaric way of killing that sometimes mimics a video game, and they are operated by a highly skilled operator. But they still kill innocent people by mistake in many cases. But officials continue to justify drone strikes by emphasizing their accuracy and precision while avoiding questions about targeting errors and the high number of strikes on low and mid-level militants. But what is the solution? Are the 3 laws of robotics the solution to our problem? Isaac Asimov was an award-winning science fiction author who also wrote nonfiction, fantasy, and mystery. The film I, Robot was based on Asimov's popular robot series, which also popularized the famous 3 laws of robotics, which goes like this. A robot may not injure a human being or, through inaction, allow a human being to come to harm. A robot must obey the orders given it by human beings, except where such orders would conflict with the first law. A robot must protect its own existence as long as such protection does not conflict with the first and second laws. Later on, Asimov added another law that superseded all 3. A robot may not harm humanity, or by inaction allow humanity to come to harm. This was dubbed the Zeroth Law. These laws are still used as guides in the development of robots and intelligent machines today, and they have served as the foundation for other ethical guidelines. The question is, can they protect us all from killer robots? It's ironic that Asimov's I, Robot would seem to demonstrate that the 3 laws of robotics can't protect some humans. If you saw the movie, you know that Vicky, the central AI computer, believed that human activities would lead to extinction, so it devised a plan to save humanity by enslaving and sacrificing some of them. When we get closer to reality, there's Robert Williams, the first human ever recorded to be killed by a robot. Though he's not shown in the film, Williams was a Ford Motors assembly line worker who ended up dying when the arm of a retrieval robot slammed against him while he was retrieving parts. The robot stood 5 stories tall and weighed a ton. Litton Industries built it primarily to collect motor parts at the company's casting plant in Flat Rock, Michigan. The SFPD proposal now calls for the use of armed robots to be limited, but it has already outlined their potential use for tasks ranging from delivering warrants to preventing crime. When robots replace officers in other aspects of policing, many new questions arise, such as what if these robots are hacked? What is to stop criminals from experimenting with similar robots when the law is increasingly employing them? What impact will the use of robots have on society's relationship with legal authorities? All of this is before we consider a future in which such platforms will be semi or fully automated. A police officer will not have the same tactical awareness as a robot. A fractional response to the identified threat will be ignored by the robot. More importantly, when it comes to the decision to kill, current drone systems still include a human element. But what if it's done automatically by a robot? Who will be held accountable then? These questions have unclear answers. As today's killer robots progress towards autonomous decision-making, this will become more complicated. That pretty much wraps up this video, guys. What are your thoughts on police using robots to kill suspects, and how dangerous could this be? Thanks for watching. Remember, make sure to subscribe to the channel with bell notifications on if you enjoy watching our content. We upload some pretty awesome stuff which you will most certainly enjoy. Hit a like on the video, leave a comment below, and see you guys in the next one.